Well, welcome everyone to another Super Saturday, and this Saturday I'm very excited to be talking about how to build with XALO, Limitless, and the MB30 movement. Now, I am well over 30, I'm over 40, I'm over 50, but when I'm prospecting, I do come across people of all ages. And when I come across somebody my own age, or even, probably over 40, I always talk about XALO Ageless. However, when I talk to somebody under 30, I always talk about Limitless and the MB30 movement. And when I talk to somebody between 30 and 40, it's kind of whatever. We engage in a conversation, we begin to talk. Now, when you're brand new to XALO, you need to pick one approach and learn it well. And Limitless is probably the easiest one and the least expensive one, especially when you are younger and on a tight budget. So with Limitless, the samples are like $1.56 each when you buy a box of 20, and you have these individual servings which you can use as samples. And there's nothing more powerful than handing out a sample to somebody and having them actually experience their whole body, every cell waking up with energy within 10 minutes of use. So it's a wonderful lead, actually, regardless of what age your prospect is. So when I meet somebody who's under 30, I certainly know that probably they're not going to be interested or as interested in the ageless product. So the only thing I talk to them about is Limitless. Now, how do I build with that in the MB30 movement when I am well over 30 years old? Well, because the movement is not about me or you, the distributor. It's about the prospect that you're talking to. So if you're talking to a young prospect and you let them know about this movement that was started less than a year ago by young people who saw an opportunity to basically transfer by a product they're already using. They understand energy drinks. They love energy drinks. They spend a lot of their money on energy drinks. And all of a sudden you show them this healthy product that costs less and that pays you to recommend it to other people. They are all ears. And then when you show them the movement, so they're not there on their own trying to be a salesperson, but you show them that there's this movement taking place, you can direct them to groups on Facebook and Twitter and all over. There's thousands of people in all the different countries around the world now that are doing these MB30 movements. That's exciting for them, and it helps build their belief that this is something that they can do. So I absolutely love the Limitless product and the MB30 movement for prospecting to that younger generation. So we're going to talk about how I do that, and I'm going to show you how I have taken some of the tools that are available, and I'll afterwards show you where those tools are. And I have customized it to make it mine, because no matter what I do, there's a lot of great tools out there, but when I grab those tools, I don't want to use them like a cookie cutter. I want to customize it and make them my own, put my own flavor in it, put my own flair, so that, again, everything that you do is so that you will come across as a leader and not just a follower. That is very important. When we first get involved in this business, we have followed somebody to this opportunity. But if we're going to achieve the higher ranks and become a member of the $1 Million Club one day, then we still follow, but now we start leading, and we're leading those people that we bring into this business. We attract prospects by our leadership and our own unique flair and showing our professionalism. So let me just show you how I do MB30. So for example, just recently I just brought in a new group and did our first home meeting. So what do I have to do? The first thing I had to do was create an invitation. I'm going to show you how I did that after, to be able to invite and teach them how to invite. And then I had to have the presentation available when people got there. So I downloaded a presentation off the web, and I'll show you where to get that, customized it, kind of made it my own, and then also empowered those new people, these new distributors, to make it theirs, to show that they're the leaders, they're the MB30 leaders that I'm assisting, that I'm partnering with, that I'm mentoring to help them become a millionaire as well. So then there was the secrets of the party as people got here, and what did I do? And so we'll go into all of that. And actually, I think first I will take you to the party. So people are knocking on the door, and we welcome them in, and this is the environment of my home. I've got a couple of smart TVs. I have one in the living room, which is where I do my presentation, and I'll hook my computer up to it so that I can sit there with my laptop in front of them, facing them, doing the presentation, and they're looking at this big screen, 60 inches, to see the presentation. And I see something in the chat box. Screen's not changing. I haven't started to change it yet. I'm going to show you the presentation in a moment. So right now I'm telling you how I do this. So as people come in the other room, in the kitchen, in the family room area, I have small water bottles. I get them by the cases from Costco. They're 8-ounce bottles. I have a little, a large glass that I have next to it because you have to dump a little of the water out to be able to put the Limitless in. And so I'll dump a little water out, and I will, right in front of them, open up a pack of Limitless, dump some in the water bottle, put the thing back on, the lid back on, shake it up, and then I hand it to them. And I'll say, here, drink this. And they'll drink it. Now, why in 8 ounces? Because you want it in as little water as possible when you're doing the presentation in the evening. Because in the evening, some of these people may have to go home and go to sleep in 3 or 4 hours. Now, we started doing our MB30 presentations on Saturday nights because Saturday nights, generally, people aren't working. They don't have to work the next day. They probably just got paid on Friday. So that turns out to be a good time. And generally, they don't have to get up early in the morning for work. So it wouldn't matter as much. But I want them to feel the effect very, very quickly. And when you put Limitless in less water, you'll feel the effects stronger and more quickly. And then it will begin to fade off within 3 or 4 hours so that if it is a weeknight, they can go to sleep the next day. So I do that right in front of them so they can see. They're watching me tear open the Limitless. The box is sitting there. Samples are all over the counter. Putting it in that bottle, shaking it, handing it to them, letting them drink it. And in that kitchen family room area is another smart TV. This one's hanging on the wall. And by the way, smart TVs, if you don't have one, they're only a few $100s now at Costco. It's kind of crazy. And all it is a TV that has Wi-Fi so that you can get a YouTube channel. And if you don't have one, just go to youtube.com and sign up. They're free. And then what you want to do is you want to select a playlist. So I have a playlist on my YouTube account with all of the MB30 videos. These are all these wonderful videos. They're MB30 invite videos or MB30 parties. They're just fun. All the videos are 2-3 minutes. It's different people's stories. There's music. It's great. And I have that. And I also mixed in with that playlist a lot of convention recaps that are fun, that just shows the convention. It's showing the founders, the music, all the distributors, and it's just really nice. And so that's playing in that room. So while each person comes and I take them into that family room and hand them that drink and let them try it, they're there. And then I go welcome the next person who comes in and so on. And then once we have everybody in and it's time, then we gather everybody into the living room and we start the presentation. So here's the presentation that I put together based on the cookie cutter presentation available online. And I simply just made it mine. So we welcome everyone, and what we're here to talk about today is XALO, brand new division of a 11-year-old company called Zango that has broken all kinds of records in the industry, built a billion-dollar brand in 5 years, opened over 40 nations in 10 years, created over 100 millionaires in that 10 years. And now we're on to the next generation with XALO. XALO is a brand new division in this opportunity, and we are marketing Limitless. Limitless is a natural healthy energy drink and this company actually pays you to consume and recommend this product to others. So my name is Colli Butler. I'm a 500K Premier. I'm a member of the Multi-Million-Dollar Club. Now what does that mean? That means that I have at least $500,000 in business sales that I do every single month with this company. And over the years, I have earned not only $1 million, but I've earned multiple millions of dollars. Now, over 100 people joined that $1 million club in the first 10 years. Dozens and dozens have joined the multi-million-dollar club. I'm in partnership with this young generation. You'll recognize some of the faces here. And of course, when I'm doing this, it's because these are the people. So the picture you see on the left is actually the person I'm doing a presentation for tonight. So we're doing an MB30 party tonight. And this is Mike and Nick on the left. And so I have their picture. And then I've got some of the other people. As they bring people in and more people become distributors and sign up, then we'll start adding those photos so that, and this is a brand new group, but eventually this will be a collage with dozens and dozens and more pictures that will be on the screen. But so I am empowering and recognizing the leaders that are in this room, because these will be the MB30 leaders. I'm a XALO leader, I'm a Zango leader, but I'm an MB30 mentor. So that's why we put the partnerships. And all you have to do is find people who are coachable and consistent and know the score. A lot of people ask me, some of the questions that this young generation asks, is it is a pyramid scheme. Now the funny thing is I've been in this industry for 24 years and I have not heard this question in at least the last 10 years. And I said, so how many of you wonder, is this a pyramid scheme when you heard about this? And the hands go up. I'm really surprised. This young generation does not know the network marketing industry, so they do still have this question. The reason I haven't heard it for the last 10 years is because I have been promoting and talking to people who understand and know the network marketing industry. It's not an objection with anyone who's been in this industry and understands this industry, but this younger generation, they all want to know, is it a pyramid scheme? And the answer, of course, is absolutely not. Pyramid schemes aren't MLS Cup jersey sponsor champions or Better Business Bureau members with a A+ rating. They don't get published in magazines for CEO of the Year and on and on and on. The other question I get all the time is, do you have to get in at the beginning or be at the top to make the money? And of course the answer to that is also no. And I asked everybody, how many of you have that question? Hands go up again. These are the questions of this young generation that does not have the experience with the network marketing industry, so we want to answer them. And by the way, my slideshow to make it work on Meeting Burner, they're all static, but in my presentation there's fun little flashes that come in, and so it asks the question first and then the answer comes in. And when you download this presentation for yourself, it comes with all the animation, so just so that you know that. But I'm just showing you the actual full slide because the animation doesn't work as well with Meeting Burner. All right, so you have to be at the top in corporate America, because in any corporation, the CEO is at the top and nobody makes more money than the CEO. It doesn't matter how hard you work or anything else, the CEO makes the most. And then the president is next, and then the vice presidents, and then middle management, then the team leaders and the supervisors, and then the hardworking employees are at the bottom. Now these hardworking employees at the bottom can work hard and promote up a little bit. Maybe they can become a team leader, supervisor, you can get into middle management. But they're never going to make as much money as the president, the vice president, CEO. It's just the way it is. This is how corporate America works. Donald Trump said corporations are the real pyramid schemes. With us, it's completely the opposite. It's a fair, level playing field for everyone. Everyone gets in, and everyone has the opportunity to make as much as they want to make. Now, this is what's incredible is even 500Ks, which right now is the top-ranking position in the company, and there's, 13 of us, we don't all make the same amount. Some of the 500Ks make twice as much as other 500Ks, which is why there's an average number for the 500Ks, but that's what's great. You can make more money than your sponsor. You could make more money than your entire upline. You could be the #1 income earner in this company, even if you're 350 levels deep. It doesn't matter because it's about what you do. It's about the people that you bring to the table. It's about how many legs, how many leadership groups that you develop and the volume that you create. So that's what's really exciting about this is #1 income earner in Xango is like 13 levels deep for me. So it doesn't matter. It's a fair level playing field for everyone. Now a lot of people wonder about, well, what do people really think about network marketing? Well, let's talk to some of the wealthiest people around. On the David Letterman show, he asked Donald Trump, what would you do if you lost everything and had to start over from scratch? And Donald Trump said, without hesitation, I would find a good network marketing company and I would get to work. Bill Gates said, network marketing is the best kept secret. The future of the world economy will be found in the communities of the consumers. Robert Kiyosaki said, the richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for work. So how do we do this? Well, first of all, let's talk about how traditional marketing works with traditional companies. So let's just take, for example, a can of Red Bull. Now we know what Red Bull costs in stores, but let's look at what the actual cost is of a can of Red Bull so that you understand where the money goes, where that profit goes, and how it comes to market and who gets paid, who gets all that money. So you go to a manufacturing plant and you have it manufactured. It costs about 10 cents for a can of Red Bull, the actual cost. But then from there, it's going to go to a global distributor, and of course the global distributor is going to take a cut and they're going to mark it up. They have to, because now they're getting the product and they're taking it and they're sending it and shipping it to other countries. So there's a markup there. And then it goes into the different countries. So now we have a national distributor. So in the United States, there's a national distributor that gets that product from the global distributor, and they have to mark it up because now they're sending it to local distributors. They're sending it to they're sending it to Costco, they're sending it to Walmart, they're sending it to all the convenience stores. So they are selling to all of these different retail places that are going to start selling the product. And so along the way, as we go to these local distributors, there's advertising costs. Now the majority of any company's budget is always in advertising. You can spend $1 million, $2 million, $5 million for a Super Bowl ad, for example. And of course there's radio and there's television and there's billboards and there's all these paying athletes, paying people to promote the product, sponsoring NASCARs and paying Tony Hawk to wear the Monster brand and monster trucks and all of these things to promote and put their brand out there in front of the consumers, and that's where the majority of the money goes. Then from there, that local distributor is going to sell to the individual stores who are again mark it up again, and then they want to make their profit. So you, the consumer, ends up paying significantly higher costs. So how does that compare to XALO? Well, XALO, the product is manufactured in a plant, and it's very cheap, but then they sell it to Xango, this international distributor. And Xango then sells it to us, the marketing reps, who sell it to the consumers. So none of these other costs get put in here. They're not paying advertising, or are they? Yes, actually, Xango pays 50% of the money that they get for this product in advertising, but it's in word-of-mouth advertising paid to you and me to share this product with the consumers. Now, word-of-mouth advertising is actually the most effective form of advertising because people, they will buy based on a recommendation way before some ad that they saw or heard. Now, people do respond to ads, but they respond higher to a word-of-mouth recommendation to somebody they personally know and trust. So why Xango? This company, again, in 10 years, they built $1 billion, or in 5 years, they built $1 billion brand faster than Apple, Dell, Starbucks, Nike, Walmart, Microsoft, so many other companies. In the first 10 years, they opened over 40 nations, paid out over $1 billion in commissions. That's that word-of-mouth advertising, over $1 billion that they paid to distributors like you and me to be marketing this product through word of mouth like we're doing right now. And they created over that 100 millionaires. Did you know that since 1957, there's been tens of thousands of network marketing companies born. And out of those tens of thousands of companies since 1957, only 50-some have made it to their 10th birthday, have made it 10 years old. XALO is 11. 64 companies have ever reached $100 million a year in annual sales. XALO did it, and they're the fastest. Only 36 companies have ever reached $250 million in annual sales. XALO did that and also was the fastest. And only 11 companies have ever reached $1 billion a year. We're talking $1 billion a year in sales. Now, of those 11 companies, the average time it took them was 36 years to do it. The record holder, the fastest company so far, has done it in 18 years. And we are on track to not only accomplish this goal, but also to beat the record to be the fastest company to that $1 billion mark as well. Now, what's exciting about that is when they do that and become a $1 billion a year company, that means they'll be paying out $500 million a year in commissions in the form of word-of-mouth advertising commissions to you and me for sharing this product and opportunity. So let's talk about the problem. The problem, we all know the problem. We have no energy. The world that we live in today is very stressful. We're getting less sleep. We have more and more on our plate. We're having to work harder and even work multiple jobs to even be able to support a household. And many, of course, in the young generation can't even afford their own place at this point. Many people have gone to college and spent all this money and all this time in 4 years, and all they found out was they got a degree, and now they're in debt, and it takes the average millennial 2 years to find a job that pays a lot less than that job used to pay 10 years ago. So many of this millennial generation are going back home to live with mom and dad until they can find a job and get a job and earn enough money to be able to get out on their own again. And they have no energy. So they turn to the market solutions. Actually, before I show this slide, I'm going to go back here. At this point in time, I ask everybody in the room, what do you use? What do you do when you're really tired, when you have no energy? And I ask each person. And so one person says, oh, I go buy a big gulp, Dr. Pepper. Somebody else, it was Mountain Dew. One person at the last presentation brought a 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew with her. That's what she does for energy. And then as I go and I ask Monster, Red Bull, Starbucks, and I just ask each person, and they all tell me what they currently do. And, of course, I save the last person that I ask is the person who's already in XALO, and they say, I take Limitless, which is awesome. So then I show the slide. And every time I've ever shown this, this has the image of something that somebody in the room just said. It's like a wow for them. And they're like, whoa, yeah, whoa. And I said, well, let me tell you XALO's solution. Our solution is a natural, healthier energy drink with less carbs, less sugar, costs less. It'll give you limitless energy, limitless health, and has a limitless opportunity. Compare for yourself. Let's just look at some of the most common things that are out there and see what they have in them. So this chart is kind of not exactly correct because it says cost per serving at the bottom, and it's really not because these energy drinks have way more than a single serving in them. Like a can of Monster, if you read the label, it says 2.5 servings. But I have never known anyone to buy Monster and pour out 40% of the can, which would be 8 ounces, in a glass and put the rest of it back in the refrigerator to have tomorrow and consume just that single serving. So rather than try to put the cost per serving, I put the cost per what people drink. They buy a can of Monster, they drink the entire can of Monster. They buy a can of Red Bull, they drink the entire can of Red Bull. So the per serving is a little misleading, but it is per cost of a can of these, or what the person's actually going to consume. So let's look at it. You buy a can of Red Bull, 220 calories, 52 grams of sugar, 54 carbs, and the average cost per serving is about, or per can is $3.79. Now, these slides are all customizable so that no matter where you live and what your market is, you can change the cost per serving if you'd like to be more accurate in your area. This is an average cost looking at the nation, but there are certain areas the cost is going to be less, and there's other areas where the cost is going to be more. So if you'd like to change that, everything on every slide you can change by simply going in. For example, I'll show you. If I wanted to change that to $4.79, boom, done. So remember, everything that we do here is customizable and changeable to make it fit your needs and what you want to put in there. And also, you know, sometimes things go on sale. Like probably once a month I see at the local 7-Eleven that they'll put it on sale where you can buy 2 cans for $5 or whatever it is, and people will do that. But still, so here's what the average is. But this is what I'm really looking at, the calories. So we're looking at 200 plus for Red Bull, 300 for Rockstar, over 400 for Monster, and yet the XALO Limitless is only 15 calories. Look at the grams of sugar from 22, 52, 81, 90, 93 grams of sugar in a single can of Monster. Only 3 in the Limitless. The carbs, same thing, and of course the cost. So this is kind of a no-brainer. This slide is very important. Everybody's like, wow, oh my gosh. And so now it's a no-brainer, right? Whether you can do the business or not, certainly you should want to sign up and be a customer and start buying Limitless for your energy needs rather than what's out there on the market. How do you get started? We've got 3 different business builder packs. Do you want to do this as a business? We have a starter pack. It costs $125. It'll give you 4 boxes of Limitless. Each box has 20 servings. That's 80 servings of Limitless. Comes with a cool little water bottle, and that's a good way to get started. If you want to promote it and have a lot of extra Limitless so that you can start letting your friends try it, then we recommend the promoter pack because there's 160 servings, and the builder pack is the best value. It has 400 servings of Limitless, and there's all kinds of great benefits in the business, and we can get to that later. Then you keep going. So that's your initial order. Then every month you're going to sign up on what we call our automatic delivery program, where you're going to continue to get the product month after month after month, and you can get, again, 80 servings or 160 servings per month. Most of our distributors do the 160 because that way they have more samples, extra samples, to be able to sell or give to people to try the product. Now, we always give everybody, as we did here today at this meeting, as you all came in, we gave you a serving. When somebody comes to a meeting, we give them a sample of Limitless. However, when I'm out there talking to people and I tell them about it, I have a little baggie, which you can get fun little baggies at Big Lots and places like that, where you can go and they're like little sandwich bags, only they're cute. They're designer ones. They're different colored ones. Especially during the holidays, you get some with holiday prints on them. They're just fun little things, but I get the little baggies, and then generally, and you can put 3 or you can put 5 or you could put however many you want in the baggie, and then we put a little brochure, and there's actually some fantastic packs you can get with brochures that you put your website on and your information on. You could get a business card with that information if you wanted to, but I have baggies with, I put 5 samples of Limitless in a bag, and I have those with me. And so when I meet somebody, say the other day I met somebody at Costco and we talked about it, and I'd like to try it. Well, if you come to my house and come to a meeting and you walk in, I'm going to let you try it for free because I'm going to put it in that bottle and put it in your hand and let you actually experience it. But if I don't even know if I'm going to see you again or if you're even really interested, I'm not handing them out for free. So then I pull out the little baggie and I say, well, you know, they come in a box with 20, but I have this sample pack here of 5 of them. If you want, I'll let you try this for $10. And, of course, $10 for 5, that's a heck of a deal. And if the person's really seriously interested, they absolutely will hand me a $10 bill. I will give them the samples and let them try it. And then from there, I'll enter them into my power system and start sending them the email with the links to the videos that will explain Limitless and the opportunity. So the product, Limitless, it's healthier, it's more effective, it's a better cost, but the market potential, the trends, the energy drink industry has been booming since 2002, and all we do is capitalize on the trends that are already out there right now in the market. So how do we do this? Well, we stop, and by the way, this slide, you can't really tell that behind it is all the energy drinks, but when you're actually doing it in live animation, it shows the energy drinks first, and then stop just comes in and covers it all up. So it's pretty visual, and they get it. What do? You stop buying those drinks, and you start getting the XALO Limitless. You just simply transfer the dollars you're already spending, and you get paid for your word-of-mouth referrals. You cannot find this in the stores. You will not see commercials on it. It's simple and convenient to have these little packs. You just put it in water. You'll be healthier, and you can get rich by promoting it. So how do you do it? All you do is invite friends, and we'll teach you how, and get them here. Get them here to the next meeting. And so we tell them when the next meeting is. And so you want to just get people in front of us so you can bring them here, or maybe they're out of town or whatever. We can do Skype calls. We can invite you to webinars. We could do a three-way on the phone, but get me in front of your friends, and I'll show them the same presentation I just showed you. The more meetings you do, the more money you make. We're a team. We do it together, and the first goal is to break even. And then get to $1,000 a month. And the 1,000 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16, etc. This is about about residual income versus earned income, and leveraging yourself to freedom. Now, and then I ask everybody this question, and it's really amazing, again, how I heard this 20-some years ago, but these young, new people have not heard it yet. So I ask the question, how many of you have ever heard about the penny a day theory? And nobody knows. I'll say, well, what if I offered you $1 million in cash? In this hand, I have $1 million in cash, and over in this hand, I have a penny. And I will either give you the $1 million, or I'll give you the penny, but I promise to double it every single day for 30 days. Everyone, when they, for the first time seeing this, says they want the $1 million. And when I tell them that the penny becomes millions and millions and millions of dollars in that 30 days, they don't believe me. And some of them will get out their little smartphone and open their application, their calculator app, and start doing it. 1 penny, 2, 4, 8, 16. After a week, it's not even $1. And then they're doing it again and doubling, doubling, doubling. After a couple of weeks, it's not even $100. They're like, no way. And they're doing it over and over and over. 3 weeks, it's still, not that much. But all of a sudden, that fourth week in those last few days, it goes way beyond $1 million. And sometimes they're doing that while I'm continuing the presentation. I'm a couple of slides later, and they're like, wow, and they tell me the exact amount. So it's a very powerful demonstration to show how this works. We all start off, we start to build a little team, and then I have some slides that show that, and we start making a few dollars, and then a few $100, and a few $1,000, and then it just will continue to grow as we continue to grow. So think about it. Who do you know that would like to make some more money? And who do they know? And who do they know? And who do they know? And so on. So we're going to build teams here. We're going to build teams that build volume. And it doesn't matter who does it. So if you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who decides to take this as serious in the business as I do, or any one of the 100+ millionaires that were created in this company in the first 10 years, everyone is connected by, what do they say, seven layers of separation. Everyone is connected to everyone in this world by no more than 7 connections. So it's about inviting people. You don't prejudge, you just invite, invite, invite. Some people will be consumers, some people will be small distributors, but some people will want to make 6 figures or more a month. And all we need to do is build teams and produce volume. So let's talk about the compensation plan. This is you, and you're sharing it. You're sharing it with your friends. You're sharing it with, and now I'll start using examples of the people in the room. And I'll just say, so you brought in you, and then we'll go through and start talking about some of these connections. And then we promote through this compensation plan. And every time we promote, we make more money. We get to higher positions and higher incomes. And all we have to do to promote is worry about, we go out and share with other people, and we start to build teams. And some of those people will just become customers. We'll get paid on them. Some of those people will share it with a few other customers, and we'll get paid on that. But some of these people will decide they want to do the business themselves and start building their own teams. That's where we start leveraging ourselves. And so we're going to look at each month we have to purchase product to get paid. We have to share it with so many people and help them produce teams of their own. And when we look at our teams, the number of teams we have and how much volume those teams have on it, sales volume, and our own, then we start to promote in the comp plan. Now, let's just look at a couple of income examples. We're just going to talk about 4 levels of duplication right now. So we took that penny and we doubled it 4 times is what we're talking about. So you're going to go out and look for teams. This is kind of an example of a chart showing the difference between building 3 teams or building 5 teams, just to give an example that the more you share, the more your income can go up. So in this example, everybody's just doing 100 PV a month. And so the company will pay out 2% on all your level 1 distributors, 5% on all the level 2, so those are the people that your distributors bring in, 5% on level 3, and 5% on level 4. So if I was building a team of 3 and duplicating that model, then I would bring in 3 people and help them bring in 3 each. So that would be 9 people on my second level, and I'd help them all bring in 3 each. That'd be 27 people on my third level, 81 on my fourth. And so my income over there on level 1 would be $6, level 2, $45, etc. So I'm showing kind of the difference. Now, if I'm building 5 teams, which is what I focus on, 5 is an easier number, 5 by 5, and you can add those numbers up quickly, and 5, 25, 125, 625, then the income is obviously higher. So it's $10 on the first level, $125 on the second, and so on. So the total income over 4 levels, if you're building 3 by 3, is $591, but 5 by 5 is $3,885. So you can see the huge difference. It's not even double the effort. It's not even double the work, because 5 is just 2 more, not even double what 3 is. But yet you'll see that the income is like, what is that, 5, 6 times the income. So quite a bit. That's what leveraging is. So the leverage is the more that you start with as you're leveraging, the higher that number goes and the maximum results that you can get from leveraging. So let me just give you an example, and we'll go back to that 3 model. So we're just going to talk some minimums here. We're talking everybody just doing 100 points per month, and we're talking about everybody just getting 3 people. And so our company actually has a 9-level payout. We actually pay 2% on level 1 and then 5% on levels 2 through 9. And so with those numbers, if everybody was getting 3, now you'll see that leveraging, how it just really starts to get significant. By 9 levels of duplication, it's over 19,000 people. That'd be over $1.9 million just on that level alone, and almost $100,000 just on that level. That's pretty significant. And you can see the total numbers of your 9-level organization. Over 29,000 distributors, it's like 147,000 plus a month in income just here on this monthly from these people in your 9 levels, not including all these amazing leadership bonuses and lifestyle bonuses and rank advancement bonuses and all kinds of other things that this company pays. So, you know, imagine people are coming in for twice as much. They would get twice the pay, and most people do. The average order in our company is actually over 200 points a month. So now let's look at the power of 1. There's a lot of people at this point in time that says, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I could do what you do. I don't know anyone. I don't have money. I don't know anyone who has money. Everyone I know is broke. Nobody has any time. I don't know if I could do this business. Okay, great. Well, let's just talk about the very, very, very minimum. Let me just ask you this. We do these meetings every single week. And do you think that if you talk to every single person you know, and then once you talk to all those people, what about the people that you run into? What about the people that you run into at a gas station? If you're pumping your gas, maybe there's somebody next to you pumping theirs, you get into a conversation. What about the grocery store? You're standing in line, there's somebody in front of you, there's somebody behind you. Or maybe you're out there looking for vegetables and there's somebody there looking at vegetables too. I mean, you can engage in conversations. What about on Facebook? And we can teach you all of that. We'll teach you how to find people and what to say, and we've got entire trainings on helping you find people. But my question is, would you be committed to actually talking to people and invite people to take a look at this business, even if the majority of them are not interested? How many of you invited people tonight that didn't show? Hands always go up. All right, but look how many people did show. So if you continue to share and you continue to invite, do you think in an entire month that you could find one person who would show up and see this and commit to $100 a month? And then here's the secret. It's $100 a month for the next 12 months and continuing to invite people until at least one person a month signs up. So you're going to commit to $100 a month and you're going to commit to sponsoring one person a month for the next 12 months. Well, let's look at what would happen. And we're going to duplicate that model. So we're looking for people who want to commit to $100 a month and commit to inviting until and getting one person a month sponsored. Everyone says yes. I can see that. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So at the end of the first month, you'd have one distributor in your downline who would buy 100 in volume, and you'd get paid on that. You'd get a $3 check. So the second month, though, your one gets one, and you get one more. So now you have 3 people in your downline, and now you're getting paid. Your level 1, you're getting paid that. And then on level 2, you're getting paid more. So a little bit more money, but certainly not covering the cost of our product. At the end of the third month, those 3 get one, you get one more, and you get 7 people, 700 in volume. And the end of your fourth month, you're finally this position called 1K. And so it's 1,500 in volume. You're still not making enough money to even pay for the cost of your product, but the 5th month, we're getting there. We have over 3,000 in volume, over 30 people in our downline. We're paying for our product. The 6th month, we have over 6,000. We're a 5K. And as a 5K, we definitely are starting to make a little bit of profit. The end of the 7th month, we're a 5K qualified for a lifestyle bonus, which is an additional $400 that they'll pay you every single month on top of your check. So the average 5K is with the lifestyle bonus here is actually making about $1,000 a month. That's pretty nice after 7 months. The next month, and now here's where all of a sudden that penny a day starts getting significant. You're a 20K with over 25,000 in volume. The next month, you're a premier with over 51,000 in volume. The next month, you're a 100K with over 100,000 in volume. The next month, you're a 200K with over 200,000 in volume. The next month, it's only 409,000 in volume, but I put 500K because everyone is upgrading. The 100 is a minimum. That's the way that you can get started, but there's a lot more bonuses involved if you're doing 200 a month, which everybody does once they start making enough money to cover that. Many people start that way. Some start with 100 and move up to 2, but along the way here, you've probably got close to double that volume. So any way you do it, big time, small time, part-time, full-time, as long as you're consistent, you're still going to accomplish great big things because of this leverage. Now let me actually get into the specifics of the pay plan and the qualifications, and I'm not going to go through the full details, but getting that 9-level pay that we talked about and all these leadership bonuses, they're available at different ranks, and we have these different titles. These are what we call our pin level titles, and at each of these pin levels, you actually get a pin to recognize you at that level and a certificate. Congratulations. And more importantly, you get a raise. Every time you hit the next position, you make more money and more money and more money. And so our qualifications are simple. We've got a couple columns I have here. The PV stands for your personal volume. This is how much you have to purchase every single month to get the commissions. And so the first couple of levels, it's just 100, but you'll see from the 20K and above, everybody's doing 200 a month. which is why those numbers all start to get really, really big as people start purchasing more within that team that you've created. That personal group volume is the volume on your teams, the number of teams you have to sponsor. So 3 teams will get you all the way to the premier position, and 5 teams will get you all the way to the 500K, and 4 teams will get you in between. And then you look at your team volume. This is the total volume on your teams. So it doesn't matter where the volume comes from, and it doesn't matter what the rank is on any member of your team. It only matters that you're building teams who create volume somewhere. Someone is creating some volume, and so this is what this is. So let's just take, for example, a couple of positions I've highlighted in red. A lot of people, they seem to be in 3 different levels, and then there's everyone in between, but 4 figures a month, that's a nice little position to hit. It's not really a little position, it's a big position, but it's a nice little place for our MB30ers. This is like the first target that they have, because 4 figures a month, and they can go full-time. They can see now and there's a lot that you can do with 4 figures a month, obviously. So 4 figures a month is this 5K position with what we call lifestyle bonus qualified, and that's simply being a 5K but actually having double the volume requirement, and that's 10,000 in volume. But that'll get you to the 4 figures a month, because you're not only getting your pay on 5 levels, but you're also getting this additional $400 a month lifestyle bonus to help you fund Drive Your Own Dream. Then I explain what Drive Your Own Dream is to them, and that they get that. Now, 5 figures a month, people ask, well, I want 5 figures a month. Well, that's our premier position. At our premier position, you can do that with just 3 teams, and you have 50,000 in volume on your team, and you're building 3 teams. 2 of those teams have 20,000 in volume, and 1 has 5,000 in volume. And at this level, the average income is 5 figures a month, and then some people have great big dreams. They want 6 figures. 6 figures you can do. It's a position called 500K. You have 500,000 in volume. You're building 5 teams. So one of those teams has a couple 100,000 in volume. A couple of those teams have 100,000. A couple of them have 50,000. But the average income here is 6 figures. Now I want you to look at the columns on the right for a minute. We have these rank advancement bonuses and these lifestyle bonuses that are in addition to that monthly check that you get every single month. So the lifestyle bonus to Drive Your Own Dream, it's $400 at that first position, 5K with 10,000 in volume. It goes up to $600 a month in addition once you hit this premier level, and it goes up to $800 a month at this 200K level, and of course that'll let you drive just about anything you want. And then we have these rank advancement bonuses. Every time you hit the different ranks from 20K and above, the company will pay you money in addition to your monthly check. They'll give you an extra congratulations for hitting this rank bonus. So those rank advancement bonuses, they'll pay you $3,000 at 20K, $10,000 at 100K, $25,000 at 200K, $50,000 at 500K, but you'll notice those numbers can double. They get quite a bit bigger and what do you have to do that is you do it within a certain time frame. So it's 20K, for example, do it in 6 months, they'll pay you $5,000. That 500K, they'll pay you $100,000 when you hit that. Altogether, if you do this in 4 years, this is a 4-year game plan, there's a couple $100,000 in additional bonuses that they will pay you while they're helping you build a 6-figure monthly income. So if you have any questions on the exact qualifications or something, we can do a compensation plan training later, but the idea is for you to decide, what do you want to earn? 4 figures, 5 figures, 6 figures, somewhere in between. Then look and say, all right, you want 6 figures a month? You need to build 5 teams. Let's get started. And then we get started. That's all they need to know. I share my story. My first couple of months, I shared the opportunity with about 50 friends. Out of those, 10 or 20 or so joined me. Some were customers, some were distributors, and some quit. But ultimately, 5 people stayed with me, stayed consistent. They worked with me, and we went out and shared the opportunity. And those 5 people turned into over 1 million people that are currently buying product every single month, where I get a small piece of that. That's leverage. 5 people turned into 1 million, earned over $1 million by my 3rd year in the business, and now I'm set for life. So everybody in this room will fall into one of three categories, A, B, or C. A, thanks but no thanks, not interested. Maybe you want to buy the product and be a customer. B, yes, I can see, I like the product, I definitely want to do it. I don't know if I want to do it full-time or not, and I want to try it first and kind of see what people think and stuff, and I don't know. But yeah, I'd like to sign up, and I'd like to get some product, and I would like to do this. I don't know how big at this point, but I will sign up. And then C is I get it, I see it, I am going the distance. I am going to build this. I'm going to talk to everyone I know. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sacrifice the next 90 days and invite every single person I can to these presentations and work with you. So the bottom line is, all you need to do is find 3 to 5 C's, and you can build this business. So first the question is, are you one of them? Now I know the score this time. Let me just explain what that means. And I do that. I love this analogy. Talk about, how many of you are into sports, and how many of you, you watch your teams, but sometimes you can't watch the game, right? So you record it. And you try not to find out what the score is because you want to enjoy the game as if it was a live experience. But sometimes somebody will slip and you'll hear it on the news, the radio, whatever, and you heard the score, so you already know what the outcome is. Well, the experience of watching that game is completely different when you know the outcome. Because let's say the outcome is your team wins, but you're watching it and they're down by, whatever, with 2 minutes to go, and it just really doesn't look good. You're probably all freaked out. Oh my gosh! And I've watched people watching sports games, and there's sometimes cussing and screaming and stuff going on. The emotions are high. The stress level can get high, especially in Las Vegas, in the rooms where people have money on the games. But if you know, because you already heard that your team won, it's a completely different experience. You're not screaming, you're not yelling, you're not stressed out. You're just very calm because you know my team's winning. Well, the bottom line is your team will win. Your team that you create will absolutely win. I know the score, so if you can trust in that and partner together, then you can build your dreams. It's your turn. Let's do it. So that's my full presentation. I actually gave you the whole presentation while I was telling you what I was teaching in addition to, so that you could understand. But okay, so where do we get these presentations? Let me just show you where we can find all of these resources. And you start creating them. I have my screen paused just so I can shut this down and pull up some of the things that I want to show you. So first of all, I'm going to go on to some websites. I'll show you where I got this one and where some other things are. And that's what most of the questions are so far. So let me just get to that and resume sharing. All right. So right now I am at our blog at ourpowersystem.com. So on the site here, this is where you're getting, and let me just go into some of these questions too while I'm doing this and showing you the blog, is where do you get the recording for today's training. So if you go to the training tab, there's a drop down, Super Saturday and Training Center. The Super Saturdays will give you the links to register for upcoming Super Saturdays, as well as the archives, the links to archives. And we don't have them all here. In the back of your My Power System back office, all the archives for all the training and all the webinars we've ever done are there. What I usually do here is just keep the last training on the compensation plan, the last one on the getting started, the last one on the MB30 training, the last one on the My Power System. So that's what you'll find there. And then in the Training Center is where you'll find documents. So these are links to the recordings, but then here's the actual PowerPoint presentations, the actual training documents, the new distributor training, how to promote XALO, Limitless, and MB30. So here is a link right here to building an MB30 event invite. There's a link to the presentation I just did. There's a link to an application specific to just ordering the Limitless and signing people up without all the other products and confusion and stuff on there. So let's just look at the building the invite. So it opens up in PowerPoint. You're going to open it up. and it will actually walk you through wrong one, here it is. All right, it'll walk you through exactly how to build it. So there's the instructions on how to build your promotional image. So you choose a background. There's slides 3 through 5, so this is slide 3, 4, and 5. Those are the different backgrounds that you can pick. All right, what else do I do? Choose a photo of your guest speaker. So here's some if you're plugging people into a live event or a webinar event with any of the founders or with Tommy Johnson. They've got live casts and stuff, so if you're doing that, you could make an invite to invite people to a webinar or that kind of thing. So you choose whatever logo you want. There's some XALO, Limitless, 2020, XALO, MB30, etc. logos. And you will pick the meeting location stuff. You enter your stuff there, the name of your special guest, and then you create it. So this might be one that we've got created there, and these are just some examples. And so they're all here. So when I built the invitation for tonight's meeting, then I used this very template, and I created this. So it's showing hosts. We're the hosts. Here's who invited you. Here's where it is, and here's some information. So when you create this, you're creating an actual on a PowerPoint, but now what's really great about this is you can save this as an image. And you can put this image on Facebook. You can text this image to people, and young people texting is a really big thing, and they'll actually text the image out. And so you start inviting, and so you can create the invitation for multiple people. And all I did was I just went in and I changed out the photo and changed out the invited by, and made several presentations or invitations in like 5 minutes because I already have the template created, and I just made it say XALO powered by Zango. Again, very simple stuff if you simply use these tools. So this is how you're going to create that invitation. Now, where did we find some of this stuff? Let me just show you. In Facebook, you want to be plugged in, you just go to Facebook and you type in MB30, and you'll see this open group with over 6,000 members. And so here's this MB30, and then you'll notice there's a little section that says Files. So if you click on the files, you'll see these invites. There's all kinds of invites. And here are the presentation. Again, it's in black here. It's in white there. I just put the one in white on our blog, but this is where I got it from. So we just go here, we download it, and we make it our own. So all I did was take it and added some photos and added some slides and added some additional things to say what I wanted to say, added those compensation plan things, the power of one, etc., and made it my own. Now, where's the other place that we can get this? And that's, of course, at the XALO website. So you go to XALOageless.com, and it forwards to XALO.Zango.com, but XALOageless.com, you can just remember that. And you go here, and when you go to the site, you actually go here, and there's information here on the compensation plan, research products. If you go to products, you'll see there's wonderful information, just kind of an overview on each of the products. There's this overview on the Limitless, and you can also, even on here, by going to the resources, see there's a lot of great resources. There are brochures and flyers for Limitless, and there's also this PowerPoint, which a lot of people haven't seen yet, the XALO Pro Tools PowerPoint. What this is a PowerPoint that shows all of the Pro products. If you wanted to do a training on all of the products, you could. They're there in the resources. So, and there's wonderful training on Limitless. So that is that. I'm going to get to the questions in a minute, but before I do that, I've asked Tom Ferry to get on the line. Tom actually was doing these MB30 meetings before me. He's actually the one that taught me how to create an invite and how to text it to yourself and then start sending it out to other people, and he's very effective at doing that. So Tom, could you just take a few minutes and share, and then I'll go into all the rest of the questions and stuff. Share with everybody some of your secrets and some of the things that you're doing. And Tom is over 60, so once again, it doesn't matter how old you are to build with Limitless MB30. It just matters how you go about doing it. So Tom, please share.
Well, thank you for reminding me my age tonight, or today. Thank you, Colli. We do have fun at this, by the way. I'll have to admit, when people used to say that years ago before I got involved in the industry, I used to just think, hey, they got a job. It isn't anything different than what I do. Wow, was that a mistake? So thank you, Colli. Carol and I love that you're our sponsor and you're our mentor in this industry, and we've learned so much from you and continue to, and you do such an awesome presentation. We love it every time we watch, and even though, we watch it over and over and over, folks, we keep coming back because there's always new little things that come up, and so I appreciate that so much, Colli. Folks, yeah, I'm a little older, and, that's how I approach people, basically. Particularly the younger people about the Limitless product. And this is where we start. How do we approach? Who do we approach? And it's interesting and fun to do it. It's always scary the first few times you do it, but it gets more fun as you do it more, and it's you're laughing with them, and, they're laughing at you. And it's sort of fun to play that role, but you have a direction that you are going. You're leading them along a path, and so that's what's great. And I love to go to young people, and, wherever I am, I'll ask, hey, I'm a little older than you. And what do you think that response is going to get? Yeah, right, you certainly are. They don't say it out loud, but you can see it in their face. And they're going, would it be all right if I ask you a question? Always asking permission. Can I ask you a question? And by that time, they're curious. And I don't think I've ever been turned down by someone and say, no, not really, or what do you want, a negative response. They always go, well, yeah, sure. And I always ask, hey, do you know anybody? I'm not asking them directly, but I'm asking, do you know anybody that drinks those energy drink things? Because they think I'm older, and I don't do that, of course, if they only knew that we do, whether it's Starbucks or, if we're on the road, we were drinking those things, just like everybody else to stay awake. And so, asking, do they know anybody? And here's the cool thing. Most, if I were to say, I would say 8 out of 10 will say, well, yeah, I do. And here's the next thing that comes out of their mouth, and I don't even have to ask them, are they bad for you? Do you think they're bad for you? Or have you heard anything about them? The next thing that generally comes out of their mouth is, yeah, and I know they're not good for me, and I drink them anyway. Well, I don't go too far in it. I just, go to this point, and I say, I've been marketing a product that's clean. I know they don't understand that name or what I'm saying there, but I say it's clean, and there's no crash. That's the key right there. There's no crash. Because they've experienced all these other energy drinks out there. They've experienced, the Starbucks, the Mountain Dews, the Dr. Peppers, the Rockstar, the Red Bull, the Spike, which I hadn't even heard of until I went through Colorado. If you want to see something that's outrageous, look it up online. You'll be blown away. But these energy drinks, and we have a friend that's an RN or an ER nurse back in Virginia. We ask her, how many young people are coming into your ER every week? And here was her response, and she didn't even have to think about it. She said 4 to 5 a week. That's into one ER in one location in a certain part of the U.S. What do you think that would be? Colli talked about that penny doubled every day over 30 days or over a month. What do you think that would be multiplied out? I just read a post where I think Virginia is highly considering banning energy drinks off the shelves, or not energy drinks totally off the shelves, but to under 18. No more energy drinks, a ban on that. That should tell you something right there, that these things are bad, and we need to get a clean with no crash energy drink out there. So what do I do next? Because I'm into texting, I'm a textaholic now. During this conference call, I've been texting with 4 other people. My wife will probably say, you got to focus on the call, don't be texting other people. But, you know, this is a viable means of communication with the younger generation, and it's moving into any generation or any age. It works. And so I asked them, would it be all right if I text you some information? And again, probably even higher, 9 out of 10 will say sure. And I'll either have them do it, I'll have them put my number, well, sometimes I hand them my phone and say, put your name and number in. Sometimes I say, text me right now at this number, my number. Then I know I've got it right. Or I whip out my little book and my pen that's in my back pocket all the time, and I say, and they see other people have written their names. They see it's not my handwriting, and I hand it to them, and I say, you know, write your name down, write your text number down. A lot of the generations or younger people aren't realizing that I can call them on that number later. But I'm going to adhere to what I said. I'm going to text them some information, whether it's like a flyer, like Colli put together. Text that. It's a doable option with text. You can text pictures and flyers and information. I'm doing it all the time. And so text them a video. And then text them, you know, you'll see when they watch it, text them, what did you think about that? You need more info? Let's move ahead. You know, it's not that every young person is going to respond, and that's okay. But realize you're out there to plant seeds and to plant the idea that you have something clean. Just keep up that communication line with them. Keep it open, and it might be a day, it might be a week or a month, it might be 6 months down the road. They're going to come back, and they're going to go, you know what, I remembered what you said. I remembered that video, and I'm ready to get started. And there you go. Okay, it's about keeping enough people in the pipeline. Thanks so much, Colli. I appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much, Tom. I really appreciate your sharing, and a lot of stuff that you just shared are things I'm really glad you brought up, because absolutely those things are all important. And one of the things that I've started to do recently, because the young generation all has smartphones, everyone, is make friends with them on Facebook right away. Like, I'll pull out, you on Facebook? Yeah. I'll pull out my smartphone. They pull out theirs. I go to my Facebook account. I put in their info. I find them. I send them a request. They pull out theirs and accept it right away. And then I share with them right there on their Facebook wall, and I'll show you what I share with them, because I have some of the questions too about what do I share with that, because what happens is I'm giving them some info right away, selling them the 5 samples for $10. I have their info now. I'm putting them into my power system so I can follow up and send them all kinds of great stuff. But I'm putting it on their Facebook wall so that their friends see it. And now their friends might say, hey, what was that? I saw whatever. And then like, oh, yeah, well, I just met this girl and lady, and she said whatever and tried this, and it's amazing. I'm going to a meeting. You want to go? And it's really amazing how quickly and viral those things can happen. So one of the questions I'm going to resume sharing is, and thank you for this, is that the new and improved XALO Limitless actually has less calories and carbs and everything that was on this chart. So you'll notice I just updated this. How do you update things? Because every single thing on here you can click on. So I just put the new packaging in XALO because I realized on that slide I had forgot to do that. But calories, so 15, no. The new box, the new and improved, has 4 calories and has 1 gram of sugar and has 3 carbohydrates. So I've just decided to fix this and let you see how I'm fixing it. So there it is. So it's as simple as every single thing on these slides. These are not images. These are slides where everything has been created. If you want to change, take Starbucks latte out because there's something that in your area. Maybe you're even in a different country and you've got something else that you use. You want to change the numbers to go into your currency. You just change it. So if I click on that image and go, it's gone. And then I can click on insert an image and put it back in. So you can make this presentation whatever you want it to be, and so that's absolutely what you want to do. If you have different recommended packages for getting started or whatever it is, take the presentation and update it and make it what you want it to be. So I'm going to save this file so that I now have the updated one, and done. All right, so some of the other questions that are in here are, let me make this bigger. So what is it that I send to people? Everybody wants to know, what do I send? So first of all, in the back office of my power system, and if you don't have my power system yet, you are missing out, and you can take a 7-day ride, free trial, for 7 days for just $1. So once you go in, and you get your account, then you will, put in your XALO ID number and your password, and that's what you'll log into with your account. You will log in with the XALO ID number. The reason you do that with the XALO ID numbers is that my power system links to your XALO website. So when people go to your My Power System account and they click that they want to purchase the product, they're going to actually be connecting to your myxango.com website and ordering through you and signing up as a customer under you, signing up as a distributor under you. So everything is linked here. So here's what I do. There's a couple of things that I do, but first of all, in my power system, there is in the contact manager, so once you enter somebody in here, they'll be in here, and you can send them whatever you want. But let me just show you what I actually first do. So I'll go to contacts and add a contact. Met the guy at Costco. I'm going to click add a contact. I'm going to go into the system. I'm going to put his first name, phone number, all the stuff, how I met him, what category he's in. I'll timestamp it and put the details, met here, and this is what I sent him. And then under send an immediate email, click here. There are these emails that whenever you put somebody into your system, these are the emails you can send right away from the add a contact. There's a ton of other things that you can send once they're in your contact manager, because you're going to want to follow up with additional things. But these are the emails that we recommend for the first thing that you send somebody when you first meet them and you first enter them in the system. So this one says XALO Limitless, Opinion Approach Warm Market. This one is something that we wrote for using the opinion approach, and you'll know if you get on the Getting Started training that we recommend in your first 30 days, you're contacting everyone you know using the opinion approach. So we're doing that, saying you may or may not be aware I've been looking for something, but this is what I think I found, and it goes in. And then this one has a media pack on the industry of network marketing. There are some videos for your career and explains the industry. This one is on the product. This one talks about the opportunity, and this one talks about the MB30 movement. This is if I wanted to send all of that because I'm using the opinion approach. But let me just show you what these media packs look like. There's one just for the Limitless product if you want to talk to people about Limitless only. There's some, again, all the other ones. But here's the couple of them that I want to show you. So if I wanted to show just Limitless, here's a Limitless pack. And in here, all there is in here is Dr. Johnson explaining XALO Limitless. If you haven't seen it, this is fantastic. This video is just 1 minute and 4 seconds long.
Let's talk about another product that you find in the XALO line, which is called Limitless. This is exciting to me because the company has taken several natural ingredients.
And I'm not going to play the whole thing, but you get the idea. So it's just a minute-long video, then a little video Dave Webb explaining Nothing Beats Free, and then the Limitless brochure, and then a link to XALO experiences so they can go to the website and see what people are actually experiencing, as well as a link to the corporate site for more info if they want to get more info. So what happens when they actually, well, let me just show you this. Sorry, I'm trying to get all these questions together and do them at one time. But So when you have a media pack like this, you can send via Facebook. And so on Facebook, this is what I do, is I have these media packs, and this is the Limitless one. I can say something about it, and I can share it on my own timeline, or I can share it in a group. I can share it on a page I manage, or whatever it is that I want, or I can share on a friend's timeline. So I met you, I connected, friend request, you accepted it, and now I'm sharing it on your timeline. Now, a great way to do this is to have these already on your own Facebook, so that it's very simple. When you log into your Facebook, you simply go to that post, click share on a friend's timeline, and share it on your friend's timeline, and it's really simple. So this is absolutely an amazing, fast way to do this, and then I put them into my system, and then I send them that first email, and now I've got them in the system, and from there, there's other emails. So the MB30 Movement one, this is a brand new media pack. So this one, if I want to talk about the movement, I talk about the movement. And this has nothing but the stories. It just says, meet the MB30, or is it a change in the world? So it's got the video with Jerome Garrison, Geraldine Jatine, Rocky Shumway, Heather Hilton, Bradley Yost. I don't know if you've seen this one or not, but this is really amazing video. A business yoga rush that uses and promotes Limitless. So this is just some to share that information. So that opinion approach shares all of those, but if I was entering one at a time and entering somebody, I might send them just the Limitless product first. And then I might send them just the MB30. And then I might send them, etc., and go on from there. So other question back to the blog. So on the blog, there's a couple of new things that have been added, so I just want to point that out. Under XALO are some XALO presentations, and there's your MB30 resources right there. So if you click on MB30, you're going to see some of these media packs that have been done and some of the videos if you want to actually watch them on the blog. There's some great news stories about Gen Y, the young and the jobless, about a bunch of them on FDA-related investigations, deaths and heart attacks related to energy drinks. There's several news stories there that are all put together in a media pack. So if you click on this media pack, you'll see all these different news reports about energy drinks and how unhealthy they are. So that'll give you an idea of what's in my power system if you want to quickly and easily see, is by just going to the blog under XALO, under MB30, and seeing what all those resources are. Now, you'll notice under XALO there's a new tab. It says Share and Recruit. The Share and Recruit program is how I'm focusing on building this business right now with people who are coming in for the overall opportunity. And so that explains what the different packs are. And it comes with brochures, and again, so you hand them out with your samples, etc. And okay, under my power system, if you go there, there's a drop-down box. One is where you could sign up and join and go to your account. The other one's the XALO media packs. These are some of the media packs that have been put together. This one's just on Ageless. This one's just on the Limitless that we just showed you. There's some opportunity ones, and some of the ones that I just showed you that we just created will be added to this as well. Again, the training, I'm being asked again, so if you just click on the training, you'll go to this page that you can register for the next Super Saturdays, and you can watch some of the archives. And there's also a link here that view the documents, which takes you to that training center. So when you go there again, today's presentation will be put in, and you will see the webinar recordings where it says MB30 training. If you want to see the last one I did, you can click there and watch it. It'll be replaced with today's webinar, and the presentation is already there. Now, some people have asked for my own presentation. I will probably go ahead and do that, but I'll take out the specific leaders that I'm building with and just maybe put in some images and say put images of your MB30 partners there. But yes, I'll share my presentation with you also, and I'll have it right here under Promoting XALO Limitless and MB30. Okay, I think so. Some of these questions are, so I just showed you how to change the comparison charts. I just updated it, so my presentation will be updated with the correct calories and grams, so thank you, Eva, for that. Question, how many Limitless packages do you put into a tall glass? The same. One serving of Limitless is it. Normally I would put it in the tall water bottle, and I would drink that over, 20 minutes or 15 or 20 minutes, however long it takes to drink something that tall. Normally I do that, and then it's a little slower to hit you and lasts a little bit longer. When I want somebody, because it's a meeting and it's later at night especially, and I don't know what time they have to get up in the morning, that's when I put it in the small bottle, because when you put it in a small water, but it's the same amount. It's still one package of Limitless. It's just smaller amount of water, which is really like 6 ounces by the time I pour a couple ounces out to put the Limitless in. It'll hit them in 5 to 10 minutes, and then it'll wear off quicker so you can go to sleep later. And thank you, Tom, for the no crash. That's critical, because everyone knows what the energy drink crash is all about. When you tell them that, they are absolutely wanting to try it. So no, I put in the full package in the water bottle, a full package in an 8-ounce water bottle, pour a couple ounces out, so it's really like 6 ounces, full package. Or if I was drinking it in 12 ounces or 16 ounces or a 20-ounce water bottle, I would still put in a full package, and just takes a little longer to drink it. Question, do I have scripts with the slides? There are scripts that are on that PowerPoint that come when you download it. So there are some bullet points and stuff about what to talk about with every single slide. But as far as my explanation of why I do and say what I do, no, you would have to probably, if you want to do that, you could watch this recording again and take some notes and add that. Because once again, everything about PowerPoint, which is amazing, is underneath each slide. It says click here to add notes. So you can add whatever notes that you want to add. If there's things that you would like to say and include or whatever, there's how you add your notes. And I think that's it. I was asked about how you make the picture. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do that. So for example, let me open up my invite again. So when I created this invite, then I'll make it a little bigger so it's not so distracting. All right, so when you make this invite, there's a couple things you can do. So one is when you go to your PowerPoint file, save as, you can save as a picture. So right there, save as pictures, you name it whatever you want to name it and where you want to put it, and you can save it as a picture. Now, what I have done, and there's different ways that you can do it, is I have, and it's on the blog, is under the training, or no, events, building for events. So there's this training for building for events, and it tells you how to build for the different events that are going on. But in here, it's got the email address for U.S. and Canadian phone carriers. This is how you can email a picture to yourself. Now, there's a lot of ways that you can get a picture on your phone, but if you don't know how to do it, then I would suggest start with this way, because this is something that most people that can understand, and it's easy. Most people at least know how to do email. And so you simply find your carrier, and for example, T-Mobile is your 10-digit phone number at tmomail.net. And so all you would do is send the picture to yourself. Now, with smartphones, you can actually set up your email and your Facebook and all that right on it. So if you simply uploaded the image, and let me just go to that, I'll show you that. So Facebook. So over in events, and here's a fun little thing, and I would highly recommend that you do this, is you go over to events and you can create an event. Right there it says create an event, and when you do that, it'll bring up what is it. So you put in what it is, the details, where it is, you put the address, the time, etc. Privacy, is it invite only, or is it public, or is it friends of guests, which we generally will do friends of guests, but it can be public, it depends. And so here, for example, is our presentation tonight. So this was what they, Nick and Mike, created this event themselves, and then they added me as a host. And then they sent out, invited people to it. But so on here, they uploaded the event photo. And so they created the photo, and then they uploaded it when you've got a photo on Facebook, especially once it's already there, and then it's really easy that you can start sharing this by simply clicking export or share. And so if you shared it, you did share, and now you want to put it on your own timeline or whatever, it would show the event and what it is, and you can say, hey, who wants to join me tonight at, again, building for events. So text, use Facebook, create events. It's all about having events, promoting for events, attending events with guests. You'll notice I actually put, when I shared this event, I actually shared it, but I said on my, I actually shared it with, I made a group called Zango Utah, because when I do events, it's going to be to people in Utah that I'm going to, if it's my home meeting, I'm not going to put this on Facebook for the whole nation or for the whole world. So I only posted it here, and I shared it, but I said, XALO meeting in my home Saturday night. Distributors are welcome with a guest. Please RSVP if you're coming with a number of guests, because home meetings, obviously, a lot of homes, you only fit so many people, and it's not like I'm going to have a home meeting with 200 people that just want to come see how I do a meeting. So that's not what it's about. It's with a guest. It's all about coming to the event, building for the event, bringing guests to the event, and this is what it's all about. So what about your events? Do you want to do a home meeting? I highly recommend that you do that. If you're fairly new, you use your upline partner, your mentor. If they're not local, you Skype them in, or you conference call them in. But start doing home meetings. And even if my first home meeting, one person showed up. Actually, my first home meeting, nobody showed up. And the next one person showed up. That's how it starts. And again, it's that penny a day. And thank you for who put in the chat box that it's over $10 million is what that gets to within 30 days. So that's how your business is going to grow as well. So you definitely want to do that. The second thing is, we have these wonderful presentations in my Power System, so send those out to people. And there's a whole lot more. And so just spend some time on the blog and look at the different things that are there. It's being updated every single day. Subscribe to the blog. Put your email in, subscribe. Every time there's a new post, you'll get an email with that new post. It also gets updated to Facebook. So right here where it says find us on Facebook, click on that, like us. If you like us on Facebook, you'll be connected to it, and any posts that we make will be updated and will be in your news feed. And you can subscribe to our newsletter as well. So if there's no other questions, oh, thank you so much for it's not showing on my screen. Sorry, I had my screen paused. Where did I lose it? Did the carrier show? Did I not get that part of it done?
Building for events. Building for events.
The building for events. Oh, that's what I had it on. So on the building for events, there is the email addresses for the U.S. and Canadian carriers. So it's under events, and then building for events is where you'll get that list of all the emails and stuff that are there. But what I was just showing people, subscribe to the blog here, subscribe to our newsletter here, like us on Facebook here. When you do that, then it'll show on Facebook. And did it not show when I was trying to show my event on Facebook? So here's this event. And again, you go to events, you go to create an event, and you put your information in. You can upload a photo. So here's this event that's happening tonight, and it was created by Mike and Nick, who it's their meeting here tonight. And then they made me a host and sent it to me. And then I clicked on share, so you can share an event. So you can create the event, and you can click on share. And when I shared it on my, I shared it in a group that I created, which I recommend that you create a group of your local team, your local distributors. So I created this group, which is Zango Utah. It's just local people here. Shared it there, but said to bring a guest, because that's what it's about. It's not about attending events. It's partly about attending. First, you want to attend so that you can develop your belief and your knowledge and all that. But the only way you're going to build a business is to attend the events with a guest. So with that, is there anything else that I said that I wasn't showing on my screen that's important, Tom?
You know, I know Phil might have asked this, and he may still be on, I hope, last week. Here was what I think part of the question was. on my power system, when you show your page, we see your picture up in the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, so it's your picture that shows if it's for my power system account.
I think that's the question he was asking, and
okay.
I have not been able to do that either, honestly. So.
All right, so let me just show you how to do that. Thank you. Let me just show you this, by the way. Here's a website for the demo account on Ageless. I'm going to show you Will, actually, and you can get a URL, and his is Braveheart Builders. That's his website. It's his company name. So you just get one for $10 a year from GoDaddy, and then you can forward it anywhere you want. So since he builds with the MB30 movement, that's where his URL goes to. What it really is his My Power System landing page. And so this is where he wants people to go, because when people go here, then they can fill out their information and get inside the system. When somebody fills out the info, they automatically get put into your contact manager in the XALO category, because that's what this is, a XALO division, so we know where they came from. So let's, I'm just going to put in, once a person fills out their info and they go inside the site, then you're going to go into here, and you can actually click right now. You can. This is going into the site, which actually has the Pro line, which has Limitless. And so it goes into information on the MB30 solution and all that. Ageless, the opportunity. Let's begin. Order. So if they click on order, then it's actually redirecting me to my XALO site where the person can sign up as a customer or a distributor. Actually, this is redirecting to his, because this is his account. So it's connected to your ID number and your XALO site. All right, so if you want to set up your site, then you go into your My Power System account. So here's the demo account. And last week, I did a training on My Power System. I want to make sure you watch that, because I will go into an hours-long information and training on everything that you need to know to set this up. So right now, I'm just going to direct you to that. And where that training is, again, when you go to training and you go to the training center, you will see the My Power System training right here. And so when you go there, watch it. I'm going to show you how to do all of that. So when you do, and the first thing it says in this training is that the first thing that happens when you first get your system is that it'll automatically go to this boot camp training, and it won't go anywhere else until you finish that and you tell it that you want to go somewhere else. And so I went back into the demo account. So the Getting Started Boot Camp is where I want you to go first, and you have to watch each of these tutorials. So the first one's how to set up your account. You watch the video. You go through that. There's a wizard that shows you how to set it up, pick your name, put your email, all that stuff. And then once you've done it, you complete it. And then you're going to watch a quick video overview on the entire system, how to get help. And then from there, you'll get to go to test your marketing site and your new email addresses and review your email campaigns. Everything's editable and changeable. And then watch the general contact manager overview. And that'll teach you the basics, how to use the Warm Market Wizard and add a contact. And then the advanced will show you all the advanced stuff that you can do, which is great. So you're going to go through all that first, and it's going to teach you all of that. Under my website, when you go to marketing site, then what you're going to do here is you're going to pick your custom website address. And then I recommend that you get a URL and forward it to it so that it's like your own website. And then you're going to put in your photo. So the demo account has my photo in there just because it needs to have a photo, but it'll be your photo. When you go into your photo, browse, find the photo, upload it, put it in, then you're going to have your own photo here. You're going to save it. You're going to put in your profile. This is all the information on you, and you're going to save that. You're going to put in your social networking if you want. If you want people to connect to your Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, if you don't use them, then don't put them in. But most people do use Facebook. I recommend that you do that. Then put your Facebook in. But if you have a Twitter or LinkedIn, but you only check it once every 6 months or something, then then don't put it in. You don't want to have a prospect try to contact you in a way that you're not even going to be aware of for a while. And then landing pages. So you're going to decide if you want to present a landing page to your visitor. And so this one on the demo account is the ageless, but here's the MB30 one. So you can pick that. And if you do, you just click on that and click Save Changes. And then all of a sudden now, if you go to the demo account, you're going to see demo.mypowersystem.com. Now it's on this one. So whatever you pick is where your people are going to go. And by the way, each one has a direct link. So even if you picked MB30 as your primary, you do have a link here, and you can get a second URL and forward it to this link. And then you could give one website, which would go to this one, and another address would go to this one. And it's only one system and one thing, but you've really kind of got now 2 marketing sites, and actually you got more because there's Faveo, and there's Juice, and there's Elevive, and there's all these other things that you can pick, or business-minded or system-minded or all of those things. But we recommend that you pick one of these 2, or you can get both, because no matter what you're focused on, you want to learn one thing well and do that mostly. But then you're going to meet somebody who you're going to think, gosh, I need to talk to this person about the ageless instead. And so if you already have that set up in a different address, then you can just simply tell them about that. And if they go to this site and enter in their information, then they get put into your contact manager as that prospect. And so you know when you're looking at your categories, and this is just a demo system, so it's not actually my system, but you'll see what kind of a prospect they are. If you use the warm market wizard, they're going to be in the warm market. And that's the last thing that I'm going to show, because, again, you can watch this whole training on my power system. But when you do this, then it takes you into you have to confirm that you know the people. It allows you to enter a bunch of people at once, because in your warm market, you already know the person. So you don't probably have to put where you met them and what they do for a living, because you know. So what you really need from the warm market is just their name, phone, and email, and then what email you want to send them. And so the choices on the warm market wizard is just the ageless customer, and then the limitless, and then the opinion approach. This is in your first 30 days. Focusing on limitless, use that. Ageless, use that. The full division, I only use the full division opinion approach when I am talking to a network marketer. They already understand. I don't have to show them just one thing at a time, because this is somebody who gets it. If I was going to share the business with Tom Ferrier or Sandy Cohen, I would send them the full division, because what this does, and otherwise you don't ever do this, but with the full division email, and if you want to see what they look like, up here are the links to see what they are. So the XALO full division opinion approach, this is what the email says. And then there's media packs, one to the industry, one to limitless, one to ageless, one to an opportunity presentation, one about the MB30 movement, so they can kind of see the different aspects of what XALO has to offer. So those are just some of the choices. And then once they're in, then I'm going to get out of that. Once they're in your contact manager, now I can send them additional information. So for example, let's say I want to, let me find a XALO prospect. Let's say I want to, there's a lot of people that went to the demo account. All right, so let's say in here I want to send them an additional email. So they're already in my system. I'm going to insert a timestamp every time I send them something and put what I sent them. Because then on every prospect, then you can always look and see every page that they looked at. You can look at the history of the prospect, and you can see everything that they've ever done right here on View History. It'll show you everything you've ever put in these notes. It'll show you what all you sent them, what all they've looked at, etc. But from here, if I wanted to send them an email follow-up, so I already sent them the information, but now I want to educate them a little bit. So I'm focusing on Limitless, but now I want to tell them about the MB30 movement, and I'm sending an email just about on that. Or I want to send them a email about Nothing Beats Free and how to get your products for free. Or I want to send them, you know, whatever additional stuff it is. And so depending on what category there are a ton of additional emails that you can send people. You can send them the media packs on the FDA investigating the deaths and heart attacks, about energy drinks. There's so many different news things on that. You can send them one about Gen Y, the millennial generation, how the generation jobless. There's a lot of stuff that you can send as follow-ups, but you only want to start with the one thing first. All right, and that's all I'm going to do on my power system, because we have a whole training on that, and we are over the hour and a half that I try to keep these two on Super Saturdays. So if there's no other questions, I'm actually going to look real quick before I sign off to make sure. All right, it looks like we're good. Thank you, Tom, for sharing with us. A lot of great comments and stuff about your sharing. And thank you, everybody, for attending here. And all right, did anybody see anything that, Tom, did you see what I just showed with my power system? I've got my screen.
Yes.
They can't.
Yes, we saw it.
Okay, good. That was an old comment then. All right, that's what I thought. All right, I think we're good. So everyone, this week I would like to see you do a presentation. If you, I'm going to show this one last thing. So if you're new and you don't have a strong upline local to you, and you don't even feel comfortable in doing a presentation, then you can go to the blog and grab a wonderful presentation and do it. So under XALO presentations, or under the MB30, there's presentations. There's a lot of great presentations that are there for you. So just click on it and go through them. Here's some presentations on the opportunity. Here is under the MB30. There are presentations, and these are different media packs, by the way, that have all kinds of great stuff in there. So for example, this one here not only has his invite, but here's an MB30 meeting at Zango headquarters that was done with Aaron Garrity and Tommy Johnson. So this is a wonderful presentation, and you could actually just watch the video. You could actually pull it up if you have a smart TV, and if not, on your computer, you can connect your computer to your TV so your TV can see what your computer is seeing, but you can actually watch the video, and it will actually do the entire presentation. The other place you can get stuff, and I'll show you this last thing, as we talked about YouTube, is fantastic videos on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I have a YouTube channel, and we put our presentations on the YouTube account, not all of them, but a lot of them. And so if you go to your YouTube account, and I'll show you under my playlist. So here's my MB30 playlist, and this is what I have showing, and they just roll through all these videos, just one after another on the smart TV while we're doing our meetings. And then there's information too on XALO Ignite and Limitless and et cetera, et cetera. But if you log into and just look for them, there is a Zango channel. Subscribe to it. You can subscribe to my channel. There is an MB30 Movement channel. Actually, it's the Limitless one. And on here, you'll also see, here is an hour-long meeting with Tommy Johnson and Joe Morton. These are just, you'll find wonderful videos that you'll think, wow, I like this. It's a great presentation. So invite people to your home and show them the video and just watch it together until you're able to do a presentation on your own. But then very quickly, you're going to get these PowerPoints, and you're going to make it yours, and you're going to do the presentation. And then very quickly, you're going to build a team, and they're going to start doing the presentation. So plan an event this week and build your dreams. Thanks, everybody, for your time, and we'll see you on next week's webinar. Bye, everyone.